Hey the Barriers, welcome to episode 6 of our coaching school. The original plan was to do coaching sessions with everyone, with all 4 people once every week, but for most of the people taking part, I thought it wasn't a good idea to do weekly sessions just because, well, there's a couple of reasons. The amount of games that the people were able to do weren't really there, so like if they were to do 10 games and having a coaching session again after that is not ideal amount for them to learn the things that I taught them at the beginning. So we've extended it to 2 weeks to pretty much everyone since we did our first recap with the Zarya player. And now we are going over to our Enchanter support player, NaturalEevee, and we're going to catch up and see how she's done, and then we're going to try and make sure that she's on the right track to progressing in solo queue. So I'm going to put Evie on the big screen so you can say hi to everyone now, Evie.
Hi.
Hi, how have you been?
Yeah.
So it's been like what, was it 2 weeks ago or was it a week ago?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. We were gonna do another one last week, but then we decided against it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've managed to catch up again now. So it's been
Mhm.
2 weeks. How do you think it's been going since our first coaching session?
It's been going quite well, I find.
Good.
I feel like I've definitely improved. Like I probably am still making some really stupid mistakes, but I feel like I'm doing a lot better than I was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I mean that's the whole point of me having a look again, just to make sure
Exactly.
you're on the right track. So I remember we were looking at Seraphine as well before. Are we going to be looking at Seraphine again this time, or
Um, Probably. Seraphine has been my go-to. I have done a couple of games with Nami, and one of the ones I did this morning was because Seraphine got banned.
okay?
And it was like the first time I've seen her banned in this whole time.
Okay, that's
But
cool. Well, we'll go through. We'll see what we can find. Then we might have a look at the Nami game if we have time.
okay.
So is there anything? So can you remember some of the things I mentioned to you back 2 weeks ago? Can you just remind me?
Um, yeah, a lot of it was vision, so I wasn't warding properly at all.
Okay.
So I was forgetting to ward, or I wasn't warding in the right places. I think other than that, I wasn't being aggressive enough when I needed to be, and I feel like I've definitely improved on that.
Okay. Awesome. And where did you start at the very start of this coach before we did the first coaching session? Do you remember where you were?
It was in bronze 3. I want to say like round about 20, 30 LP bronze 3. It was, but I can't remember where precisely. It was on like the lower half.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show people your match history, so you can hide your camera now. You
Okay.
can hide, and I am trolling. There we go. Let's have a look. So you're now bronze 2, halfway through bronze 2. So you've climbed 100 LP in the last 2 weeks, which is good.
Roundabouts, yeah.
It's better to gain 100 than lose 100.
Yeah.
And match history looks pretty strong. So you've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of your last games. So yeah, your match history is looking decent. Are these all solo queue or are some of these duo queue?
All of them are solo.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. You've made my job harder by not losing too many games, but I guess my coaching was just too strong.
Some of them I definitely got lucky and like, okay, fair enough, I did play well, but other people on the team got fed.
Yeah, I can see this.
So
This is a 10-minute win, wasn't it? So someone on the other team probably DC'd or something.
yeah, with the Twitch game this morning, that's precisely what happened. Me and Twitch stomped the lane, but the enemy top lane DC'd
Okay.
at some point.
Yeah, that happens. You'll have your own DCs and stuff anyway.
Exactly.
This looks like an interesting game, the 32-minute game.
Let me find it. Oh, the one with the Nami,
Yeah, the
like
Nami one.
today. Yeah, I will say I'm a bit rusty on Nami. So it's not gonna be my best game with Nami at all, but I feel like I struggled in laning, but then was okay outside of laning.
Okay.
But we got ganked a lot.
This Seraphine game looks also pretty interesting as well. This 2-5. So would you
The
rather that I
two.
focus on Seraphine then, since it's your one trick?
Um, Let me just look at the game really quick and check there wasn't anything super weird about it. Um, Yeah, I would say that'd be more informative for me, I would say.
Okay, we'll have a look at this one then, and then if there's time, we'll have a
Okay.
look at the Nami one.
Right, okay. Got it.
That way I can help you if your Seraphine gets banned or whatever.
Yeah. A couple of questions before we start, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
I've been banning Brand is as Seraphine. Is that a good ban? Because I had one game against a Brand who absolutely kicked my backside, and then ever since I've just perma-banned it.
Yeah, I mean, Brand's a popular pick in low ELO. Well,
Yeah,
lower ELO, should I say.
that.
Rather than just throw the insult out there. So yeah, in silver minus, gold minus, Brand is a popular pick for sure. So you would be denying a lot of people's one tricks anyway by doing that.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't bother if you hit gold.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that. I mean, other tanks engages are potentially more dangerous for Seraphine, like Leona, Nautilus. Those kind
Yeah,
of champions are generally more tough, I would say. But I mean, if you feel like there's a champion specifically that you can't handle, then that's what the ban's for, isn't it?
yeah. The other one would be, like, fair enough, I am one-tricking Seraphine at the moment, practically, but would there ever be a reason to pick Nami over her?
A reason to ever pick Nami over Seraphine. So Nami can be more aggressive than Seraphine in the laning phase.
Right, okay.
She's Nami's got like a bit of everything, whereas Seraphine is like fully like mid game onwards is full all on about landing like the perfect ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah, like her Q damage isn't going to be particularly great. The shield movement speed is okay. The shield isn't particularly super amazing. The E route is like another minor crowd control, but the powers in her ultimate. Whereas Nami, each of her spells do okay.
Right,
So
okay.
if you aren't good at landing Seraphine ultis, for example, then Nami would be better for you.
Okay. Sometimes I struggle on in the ulti, sometimes I don't. It really depends on the situation, to be honest.
Yeah, of course, like how many dashes and stuff they have, and
Yeah,
if there's
yeah,
even team fights
exactly.
as well. If there's no team
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fights, then you're gonna have fewer targets to ulti.
Hmm.
Was there any other questions?
No, 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 that was it.
Okay. So yeah, I remember when you were playing Seraphine, I remember you were weren't fully stacking your passive in the mid game. So I wonder if you've been doing that. I remember now. Alright, let's have a look. So your red side, Caitlyn, Seraphine is nice. It's kind of like a double poke. Ezreal, Leona isn't that strong of a lane early, just because Ezreal doesn't have the burst to follow up onto a Leona.
Okay.
So you should be able to pressure the spot lane in, because even if you do get caught, yeah, you'll take some damage from Ez, but it's not like a Draven.
Yeah.
It's not until like Ezra picks up a Sheen and like maybe a couple of AD items before his damage starts getting higher, and then he needs the 2 items overall mid game, the Man Immune and the Divine Sunder. So you should be okay here to harass, particularly level 1 against the Leona. I want to see you being like quite aggro into the Leona, or into them in general, because Leona can't do anything level 1. So that's what I'm looking for here.
Yeah, I think one of my main worries going into this game was that I'm not used to playing against engagers like Leona. So that's just an experience thing on my end, really.
Like the rule of thumb is like if they're a tank, like an Alistair, Leona, Nautilus, like any kind of champions like that, you're generally okay to harass them level 1. Just like against the hookers, just try and auto attack behind your minions.
Okay.
But yeah, like here, I think you could have probably auto attacked Leona like 2 or 3 more times here. But you know, yeah, there's a little bit of a tricky situation there. Okay, right, this is in what Leona's doing here, because you both hit 2 and she's on half HP. I want to see you winning this fight, basically. So good. E, auto. I want to see lots of autos. Also, against an Ezreal, you could also look to stand in front of your AD carry, particularly when you're full health, to block those mystic shots coming through.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna watch that fight again. I think you could have got a kill. I mean, here when they hit level 2 is a little bit scary because you need to pay attention to when they're hitting level 2. So after the first wave, it's 3 melee minions. Like if they were higher HP here, like if Leona was faster level up here, she could have engaged on you with EQ,
Yeah.
and then Ez could have like EQ'd over into this general area because you still need to kill 2 melee minions here before you hit level 2. So just be careful when overextending like after the first wave before hitting level 2. So yeah. Here it's just like lots of autos, and also because you're 4 HP, position yourself between your AD carry and the Ezreal, and that basically means Ezreal's doing absolutely no damage to your AD carry early.
Right, okay.
So here, for example, you want to be in front of your AD carry. I mean, if Caitlyn lands that, the Leona does die. And you still got exhaust as well here. Okay. Yeah, I don't want you to be scared here. Good. Yeah, Leona's kind of running it down. At this point, I want to see you try and put like Ezra off this wave. It's 2v1 here right now. You don't have to like shove this wave back in, because by the time you push in this wave and push in this wave, you two are going to be like overextending a lane, and Leona's going to have full health. And they could have the option of freezing it around this area. So like just, you can keep this wave state as it is so that the wave's pushing towards your turret, but just discourage the Ezreal from basically getting CS. Like Ez is trying to free farm right now. So you just need to like be in the brush and like posture up. Like, yeah, like this, for example, yeah. Like you could probably wait in that second middle brush there, yeah. You can still kind of posture up a little bit more. Yeah, because Ezra shouldn't be like getting to farm this lane 2v1.
Yeah, you shouldn't really.
Okay. Okay. Gotta be careful of these E's. A double cast E like this isn't really gaining anything here. So just be careful of that. Because even if that lands onto Leona, you're not really getting anything from that. You're much better to like let her get engaged in and then just root her after that, and then it's a Caitlyn trap. Okay, so both of you are running out of mana, and this wave is starting to push back in. Like you've got more red minions here than blue minions, so you kind of want to look for a recall soon. So you're looking to try and push in these blue minions as quickly as possible, but probably more with auto attacks rather than spells because of the mana situation. If you go out of mana and they engage you, it's going to be a bit of an iffy situation.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, you could recall here. I think recalling here isn't... If they freeze this, it's like whatever. You guys got a kill anyway, and you guys at this point is dangerous if you stay at this point anyway. I think recalling here is fine. But you still need to now like help kill these minions as quickly as possible. Like at this point, you got enough mana, I think, just to do double Q. I think it'd be worth doing double Q on the caster minions here. And then Caitlyn does her Q.
I think because generally, like, normally the ADC is in charge of the wave, I never know when to help them clear it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but if it's in a situation like this... I don't like this random E, by the way, because you did use your Q just a moment ago to harass the Leona into this bush here. And then like you E down, like...
Yeah.
So now you don't have your E if they do engage. Because it's just you're in a very dangerous spot here right now. You're just looking for that moment to be able to reset. Okay. Okay, so under normal circumstances, if it was an AD carry, the Ezreal, if it was an AD carry like a Draven or something, you would actually want to crowd control the enemy AD carry, so they can't follow up. But because it's an Ezreal, it's a bit tricky, so doing the route on the Leona in this specific case is fine. But if it's an AD carry that hasn't got mobility like an Ezreal that can just like hop over your E, then you want to crowd control the AD carry instead, just to make it difficult for them to follow up on a Leona engage. Does that make sense?
So when they don't have mobility?
Yeah, so say for example that was a Draven. Let me just start. Okay. You want to basically mitigate the follow-up as much as possible for then your AD carry. Basically right now you just want to try and make sure that the AD carry doesn't get nuked down during the engage, right?
Right, okay.
So if this was a Draven and this follow-up was going to come on, this Draven would then just zoom straight forward and then start bashing on the Caitlyn. To prevent that, you could E over to the Draven or put an exhaust over.
Right, okay.
But because it's an Ezreal, there isn't really that much point. I mean, you could do it still, maybe force an Arcane Shift early, but I think peeling here for the tank is okay, just because of how mobile Ezreal is.
Right, okay.
But in most circumstances, because I can see you doing this anyway in a game against a different AD carry, so just factor that in mind. Like once Leona's gone in, she's done her E and her Q anyway. Like she's done everything that she needs to done. She's literally popped every single spell before you crowd control her anyway. So then the next point of focus is just going to be the enemy AD carry.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I get you.
I think you can bully here. Like if you look at the Ezreal's mana, yeah, like you're trying to here. I probably wouldn't have started though with an E though. I don't think you needed to flash here either unless you thought the enemy jungler was coming down. Because if you look at their mana, so Leona's on 30 mana, she can do a Q, no she can't even do a Q. And Ezreal's got absolutely no mana here as well, so he's going to find it really difficult to farm. So at this point, because of your mana advantage, you're just going to like push in the lane in as quickly as possible and maybe harass as well.
Right, okay.
Like you want to be bullies here. And it's all about urgency. The quicker you recall, the quicker you get items, the quicker you can be on the map. Because right now, like you're not really getting to do anything here. I think you got to try and stop this Leona from freezing the wave. Yeah. Like back to the bully theme, you're going to have to walk forward a little bit more to see if she's freezing. And if she does, you can just like throw a Q and an E on her and she'll walk back to the turret.
Right, okay.
Because now it's frozen here. You could do a recall here, but then this lane is frozen and you're going to lose minions. Or you overextend and you push this Leona off and risk being ganked by the enemy jungler in this situation here.
I think that's what I was worried about, like, because we didn't know where the enemy jungler was.
Yeah, the enemy Leona did a good job there freezing the wave there for Ezreal. But, you know, there is one thing that has come off of that though. Ezreal didn't actually freeze the wave because he's a dum-dum. So that puts him in a really bad position because Leona recalled off the turret. He's now by himself, which you know. So you once again just need to bully him and make sure he doesn't farm 1v2.
Okay.
So here, for example, Caitlyn should be freezing the wave, which she kind of is. Kind of. But you just need to look to kind of, like, might as well get some gold stacks and stuff off the Ezreal at the very least. Just with your Q, though, I wouldn't do your E.
Right.
Just poke him a bit. I think Caitlyn could have done a much better job freezing here, though. So it's a dangerous part of that any phase. You mean both of you are level 6, but getting a kill here is going to be pretty difficult for you guys to think anyway.
Yeah.
I think your job in here in this situation is just counter engage. So if Leona full engages with her ulti, you just need to try and position yourself so that you ult the Leona into the enemy AD carry.
Right. Okay.
And you just basically like peel them off, and then you win the fight by kiting back and then re-engaging again. I think that's the main way you guys win fights here. We'll say that the river's looking pretty dark at the moment. I think don't be too afraid to do Qs onto the Leona, especially when she's not 6.
Oh yeah, she's still 5.
And it's kind of point in the game. Do you have ward completion yet? No, I would say like at this point into the game, like 9 minutes against like, you know, the amount of harassment that you could have done here, you could have had your spell fees completed by now, which would help with
definitely.
division. Okay, it's an okay max range E. I think it's okay when Leona isn't 6, but when Leona hits 6, you're going to want that E available. Just get ready for Leona to hit 6 soon. Okay, now you know she's 6, so you just need to... Okay, Ezreal random use heal. You just wanna... Yeah, okay. Alright, that's huge. She just randomly used flash. She's still committing. Okay, so you need to like just focus on disengaging. Yeah. Okay, so in this situation here, Leona's done everything. She's already used E, ulti, W, Q, and she's thrown her ignite onto the Caitlyn, but basically you're crowd controlling a Leona that can only just do auto attacks anyway. So you need to be focusing on like making sure that the Ezreal can't do anything here. Also, once again, you can block Ezreal Qs as well for the Caitlyn just to give her more effective HP. And I would like you to like be in, if you're taking exhaust, you need to be in range to be able to exhaust the Ezreal as well here.
Right, okay.
Like here, when she's running away, you could easily like dip in when you got your 4 HP, so you could dip in behind her. Or you do here. Yeah, but you could have walked forward and used exhaust and stuff as well. So don't crowd control. Basically, the theme is don't crowd control the tank, because like when they've gone in, they've already used everything. You need to make sure you're crowd controlling the enemy AD carry.
Yeah.
I think if you land your ulti on Ezreal, and then as soon as the charm ends, you exhaust him, Caitlyn survives that with quite decent amount of health, to be honest.
Okay.
Just be careful because you haven't recalled yet here. You're the only person in this lane that hasn't recalled. So yeah, you should, if you're gonna stay like this, like it should always be in your mind like, how am I gonna reset?
Okay.
You don't want to be the only person in lane who hasn't gone back to spend money. So if Caitlyn's like pushing in here, you just help her push in. Like she's like pushing in the wave quite hard, so you just queue the caster minions at the back and start recalling here.
Right, okay. Like, I don't always know when to recall, or I'm assuming that's become obvious by now, but yeah, I don't always know when to recall.
Yeah, because now you're in lane and you haven't gone back to buy. So yeah, if you help push in this wave, I guess, you can then still look for a recall timing. You don't want to be hanging around though. But you need to recall. Yeah. Yeah, don't use your E's like this. And I can see you being aggressive and you're trying to punish the Ezreal when he's like 1v2 seemingly. But like you can only do that with Q, not your E.
Right, okay.
Maybe if like he made a gross misplay and like arcane shift really badly and you still had your E, then and Caitlyn was in range to maybe like get a trap off, maybe in that extreme situation. But like unless it's like a gross like mispositional play by the Ezreal or an AD carry, then it's like there's no point doing any like that max range E. Like Caitlyn's never gonna be able to follow that up, and it just means that you've got nowhere to peel. So here, like, I'll be like thinking, okay, is this Leona looking to engage? You need to make sure then you're positioning yourself in a way where you can like angle yourself that you can ult the Leona and the enemy AD carry. Ideally, at least anyway. Otherwise, you're just aiming for the AD carry. Okay, you still got flash here. So you're gonna get nuked. Yeah, I would have flashed that way. I would immediately ulti. You hit both, good. Hopefully Caitlyn can get a trap onto the Ezreal. Yeah, there's some things you could have done faster here, like straight away you'd be like mashing flash into this direction and then do your ulti.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you guys just got outplayed a little bit. I think the Caitlyn could have done better here as well, but like Caitlyn there didn't need the flash at all. She wasn't in any danger. Just trying to think. I mean, it's just a good play by them. They had it controlled in that brush. They set it up. Actually saying that, you knew. Okay, yeah, okay. There's actually two things you did
Yeah,
wrong.
I knew she was there.
Yeah, you
so
knew she was there, and you also used your E before, like, you know, before. So you've already used your crowd control effect.
Yeah.
But then you're putting yourself in a position where you know that she can come out of. So you're basically face checking into the air and like that. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that was a mistake on your side.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very dumb.
Like if they're building like, you know, vision on that side, the only thing you could maybe do is if you still want to find out about the river is that you would come around here and maybe put put a ward over this wall here.
Right, okay.
And then you would come back to lane and then play on the right hand side, like this brush side, so that Leona would have to go a long distance. So you don't want to like, you have to respect the fact that she's got control here, and if you step forward here, then you are going to get engaged.
Yeah.
So it's a no-go area basically, but you can get like vision behind it, and you can play on the other side of the lane. You don't have to like walk into this area.
Mhm.
So remember, just don't chuck out your E's like that. That's kind of a scary face check as well, what you just did there. Yeah. Yeah, I think you killed your AD carry doing that. And yourself. Yeah, you can't, once again, you're getting control ward baited here pretty hard. So yeah, you gotta still respect that this is a no-go zone, because you don't know what's there. So, so
yeah, this was not a very good gear laning on my end at all.
do you have exhaust here? Did you use exhaust? Nah, use it quite late, but I don't think I think neither of you get out of that situation there.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So if before you do this, yeah, I think firstly you guys need to fully push out the wave here. Just wait until these minions get a bit deeper before you then go into the river, just so that you can kind of like use the minions to kind of scout out the lane for you a little bit here. Yeah, it's just kind of rough. I think the only thing you can do in this situation here is just like go back up the river. But even then I don't think you can get away.
No.
Yeah, I think you guys are just dead. Just that control ward's just wrecking you. I think you're just in a situation now where you're really, really far behind, so I think you're just going to have to play passive and just play with your ulti now. I think if you ever find yourself in a laning phase situation where like you really feel really far behind like this, then you're just looking for like really nice ult plays and you're just playing like a utility, pure utility kind of thing. So like here for example you still have your ulti, which is good. You're just looking for the perfect ulti. Once again, you don't want to be using your E's like this though, okay? Like you're gonna need them for like when the actual fight breaks up rather than using them for poke.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm using them for poke, because I know it's stupid looking back at it, so I don't know why I did it.
Especially when it's like a double cast E as well, because when you're put over, like you guys are pushed in quite deep here. So you're either going to get this turret for free, or they're going to collapse on you. Yeah, so if you had like E here, maybe you can't use it on the E because you can't be slowed, but you could have maybe like slowed down this Ezreal down a little bit quicker, maybe. So it's unlucky that the ult misses the E there. Could have probably saved your Q for the E. I think you could have actually killed him there. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for you to ult the Yi because of the Alpha Strike, but you kind of need to be patient. You just need to wait until he comes out and just kind of hope he doesn't kill quicker. Like, let me have a look at it again. Noisy. Alright, so yeah, here, when he comes out of Alpha Strike, literally just press R, I think. Because he's like really fed anyway, he's 5 kills in, and he's already decimated you guys, so you guys know how much damage he does anyway. I think you just ult him quickly rather than go for like as many targets as possible.
Wow.
Because these two are quite far away still. I think you just whack ulti on the E as quickly as possible and just hope you guys then have enough to, you know, kill the E. It's just like a hope kind of ulti. Because yeah, if you ult that in time, I think Caitlyn survives that last hit, and she maybe gets to put a trap down and backs off of that. Maybe, I can't say for sure.
No, it's hard to say. You know?
But yeah, when like an assassin like that, a fairy fed assassin just in the middle of your team like that, just do try and just ult them as quickly as possible. I think going back to bot lane is okay here. You could have went to mid as well from base. Oh,
yeah, I think that's the other thing I generally struggle with is like knowing when to start going around the map.
So Enchanters is slower compared to like Lillian has been moving around quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'd say like let's have a look from the replay. So when you are like dead, you're kind of having a look at seeing like what's happening. So you can see like the TF is pushing in mid here already. You can see that the Zen is coming down. So you could like walk from here. You could click to here.
Right.
Because you won't lose too much. Then you can still choose from that. When you're standing here, you can still choose to go to mid or go to bot. Whereas if you've already clicked to the bottom turret, it's going to take you a long time to get to mid. So putting yourself in that position, yeah, it takes you a little bit longer to go to the bot if you actually still go back down to there. But I mean, it opens you up to being able to go into mid. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that you went bot. It's just that you had an option to maybe go mid. You kind of don't want a team fight really anyway when you haven't got your ultimate. I think this vision's good. You're warding as you're going. Good. Ward here would be good.
Where, sorry?
Here, right in the middle of the lane.
Oh, okay. So start doing that after laning phase, because I've been more doing that like later in the game.
Yeah, if you're in this position anyway, just do it, because you've moved. Or you could do one, actually, because you've already pushed into 2 here, you could do one here, where Caitlyn's recalling.
Right, okay.
This push is actually insane. What the hell's going on? Yeah, don't use your don't use your E to wave clear. Like, this is like so deep, you're gonna need that. Like your E crowd control, your E wave clear isn't gonna be a huge amount anyway. Okay, what the hell? What's going on here, man?
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, you guys overextended like crazy. It is right that you should be getting punished here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would exhaust the Garen here as quickly as possible. I wouldn't ulti. Like, okay, so because it's not a scary assassin in your team, I mean, Garen could still maybe do a lot of damage here, but in the last fight down here, you didn't have exhaust for the E. But this one, you have an exhaust for a single target, which is basically as powerful as your ultimate anyway, because you're doing it well on target. So I would just exhaust the Garen here and kind of see what happens after that. If someone's taking a lot of damage at the point, then you might need the panic ulti, but you have time here to like, you have options still.
Right, okay.
Because you did it like the other way around. You did the ulti, then you did exhaust.
Yeah.
Because you know you're going to be collapsed on from this side, so you could end up like, you could maybe re-engage here with a really nice ulti.
Okay.
Let's read this Seraphine. What happened over here? So your ward clearing because your jungler wants to do it. Yeah, so you see the Yi, you have to just get, you know how quick he shreds you, you just need to keep a massive distance away from him anyway.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Just like, say if that was like any
I
assassin,
think I
like
saw the enemy jungler and wanted to try and help them out, I think.
yeah, like if you saw that, like if that was like a Zed or anything like that, like you would keep your distance.
Right, okay.
Like you don't want to, yeah. This, I know you're trying to get to your jungler here, but like he's cut you off. Like you don't have the right to go here. You didn't pay the troll toll. Okay, cool. So you don't have ulti. Yeah, like that's the kind of perfect situation where you would use your E. Like you wouldn't have your E up for like that. You've now like helped disengage and locked in the TF, and that means Aurelia can now turn. Like it's much easier to E them when they're running into you as well, rather than trying to like get them while they're away.
Why did I do that one?
I think you were maybe worried that the E was gonna like collapse onto you.
Yeah, probably.
I think that wasn't. I can understand why you did that one. Okay. Yeah, I want to see a ward somewhere in this lane. I'm seeing no ward here. Are you gonna do one? No.
No.
You ward there though, but here would be better because then you could see what they're going to be doing after pushing in the super wave. Or even like having one here at this point when you've already taken a tier 2 turret, like a deeper mid lane ward as well works too.
Right.
Yeah, a decent route, like again, like they're moving into you, so it's much easier to route them. Good. Wait, let's see if you get an awesome ulti off. This looks... Oh, okay. Nice try. I'm trying to get the TF there. I think that's what... I kind of want to watch it. Slow-mo style. So here you're just looking to get the perfect ult in, hit as many targets as possible. So you do hit the Yi in the end, which is actually pretty huge. He's the high priority target. It's a shame you missed your E on the overlap afterwards though when he is charmed. Because he would have been rooted, maybe? No, because he would have been immune to the slow. Actually, I don't think he would be rooted. Because his, yeah, he was slower than root, but if he isn't slowed in the first place, yeah, it wouldn't have... It might have killed him though, actually. Okay, this Leona's trolling. She's by herself. She has to die here. Nice. Kill secured. Once again, Ezreal's doing illegal things here. He's by himself trying to like dash into people. Okay, Baron's been called. Don't use your abilities on Baron.
Right, okay.
Especially when there's like enemies still around, because you're going to want your crowd control effect for that at least. Maybe you could do your stack up your Q maybe, but that'd be about it. Yeah, like here for example, you could stack up your like, you could throw a Q out so your E's ready in case they do come in again. Okay. Not 100% sure if I like this ward. It's not the end of the world because you're red side.
Wait, which ward? Sorry, the one in the pit.
Yeah, the one in the pit. It's not super urgent. I mean, yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna fuss too much about it.
Okay.
Like, if you're red side, that ward's fine.
Okay. So if I was playing blue side, I'll put it outside the pit or something.
Yeah, you put it like out, like here.
Right, okay. Okay. Got you.
It's just, yeah, because you guys are winning pretty hard now at this stage. Like, you don't have to do like defensive vision like this. Like, you could just put ward like this ward here and like a ward here, and then it nullifies this ward. Do you know what I mean? Because you've already got the forward vision in front of it.
Right, okay.
So you're just looking for a big ulti. It's basically Seraphine's job mid-game onwards, so...
Yeah.
Right, so you're looking for a counter engage. The E to counter is good, be it pop the ulti as quickly as possible. Okay, let's have a look and see what you could have done better though.
Yeah, get the ult off.
Yeah, starters, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think because your ultimate's so important, you don't necessarily even have to maybe even look at auto-attacking this turret.
Right,
Although I guess you are tanking. I mean, just be really careful. I think at this point, as soon as that Leona stun ends, I think you just flash. I think you had a very... You should be mashing the flash button to get backwards and then ult back. Like you did... Remember you did that around here? Earlier in the laning phase? Like flashing backwards and then ulting? Because usually they're lined up for you anyway. So you could have probably... There was a split second there where you could have flashed behind you and then charmed the Yi. Yeah, luckily... Actually, I was going to say luckily Aurelia can carry that, but she just died really quickly. Okay. So yeah, once again, when you're really far behind, don't like look to do too much, just always position for perfect ultis, basically. And just vision. So like here, for example, you could get a ward here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this area should definitely be warded, just so you can see the rotations going on here. Just remember that's like the most important ward in the game, like in this mid lane.
Yeah, sometimes I remember to do it, sometimes I don't. It's one of the things I'm still trying to get consistent on doing. But like to begin the games, I think today I did do it.
Okay. It is their most fed target, and if he does die, you probably take something on the map. Just it is... I would say it's a bit of a stretch to panic ulti there, though.
Yeah, I did it, and then as soon as I pressed it, I was like, oh, fuck.
Because it's like one target again, and that you've got exhaust ready, I would... I can understand the urgency on it. I think the priority here though, just because he can alpha strike your ulti anyway, that you can't alpha strike out of your exhaust though. So I would just like if you were very worried about this, I would actually just flash exhaust because then it's guaranteed, or you just like walk up and just exhaust him because it's the exhaust on like one target like this is very strong. But yeah, try not to be in a situation where like you're panicking ulting on one target because now you're now much weaker for the team fight coming up.
Yeah.
Because you guys will be looking for a fight now since you have killed Yi. And you got a Leona split pushing, so.
Oh yeah, a bit weird, isn't it?
A bit in. Oh, this is over now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so what I'm gonna just stop here. So. I think there's a lot of mistakes here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
so I'm glad that we saw
it's
this
not
game.
my best game at all.
No, so...
It's not the best game ever.
So a couple of things. On Seraphine, if you're running exhaust and it's just one target in the mid game onwards, just exhaust them first and then work out if you then need to ulti. It's just like it's more important that you've got that ulti for multiple targets rather than just using it on one. Against lane situations where you're up against a hard engage, just try and put them down as much as possible level 1. Just get them lower, and then just try and look to bully if possible. If the tank does engage, just shift your focus onto the AD carry. Slow him down, DPS him down, give your AD carry time to readjust, and then work from there. Also, you want to be in a position where you can exhaust the enemy AD carry as well, because there were a couple of times where you're like sitting really far back, and you weren't in exhaust range. If you're up against an Ezreal, particularly early, and you're like got comfortable health, it's okay to stand in front of your AD carry and block those mystic shots as well. Try not to get baited too much by control wards as well. There's 2 deaths based on that as well. Just be careful on that. Vision overall was fine, apart from warding the mid lane. So it's nice to see you like warding as you're moving around this time, but just make sure you got this lane warded as well to help you see rotations. I mean, those are the main points. I think everything else wasn't too bad. I think your team did a generally pretty good job this game. So just if you're doing really badly in lane, just like what you can do is just like let your team carry, just sit back and just always just look for those perfect ultis and perfect E's. And another thing as well is that you are using your E's too much to poke as opposed to saving it for, you know, to peel off or catch someone out in a really bad position.
Yeah.
So a couple mechanical ones there, a couple of things that I think we can, you know, the easiest ones to knock out the gate first is just warding this mid lane. That's the easiest one to do. I think, you know, the second mechanical easiest thing to do is if there's just one target, exhaust. If there's more, then look to ulti first.
Okay, yeah, that's just really helpful to know, to be honest. Just having that general rule.
And again, in the tank matchups, just look to focus the AD carry, not the tank. Because like every single tank support, when they go in, they've literally just pressed all the buttons at once. So after that, anyway, all they're going to be doing is auto attacks. Like, is the initial engage has happened? There's something you can do to prevent that.
Yeah.
The only person that hasn't followed up yet is the AD carry. So you need to nullify if the tank goes in by themselves. Yeah, your AD carry takes a little bit of damage, but if this AD carry doesn't come in, then you save them a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, those are the main 3 points.
Okay.
So I hope that helps.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
And congratulations on winning so many games. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you have any questions about anything there after what we talked about?
I don't think so. If I do, I'll drop a message. But
Yeah.
that all makes sense.
Alright, well, good luck on the climb.
Thank you.
Keep the games going. And I'll talk to you again. I don't know. I'll see how many games you've done in a week's time, but it'll probably be like in 2 weeks again. We'll probably make the final session in like 2 weeks' time and see how you've done. And across the whole month after that point.
Okay. Sounds good.
All the best. Good luck. Don't int. All right.
Thanks.
Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that coaching session. That will be going up onto YouTube. That was one of the people from the coaching school. And we'll be looking back at NaturalEevee at the last final kind of coaching session in about 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time-ish. So keep an eye on that for YouTube as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. There's going to be lots more coaching sessions with tank supports and AP supports as well. So yeah, NaturalEevee was bronze there. So hopefully we can get her into silver in 2 months. In 2 weeks' time. So yeah.